Hi, welcome back. In today's video, we are going to simulate a login system. Here we would like to write a login system that raises value error for invalid usernames. Okay, so let me run the code first. It says enter username. I type down, for example, admin, and it says enter the password. I would type down 1234. It says login successful. However, if I, for example, type down a user that is not valid, for example, my admin, and I enter, for example, a wrong password, it says user not found. Okay. Or if I enter the user correctly, but I enter the wrong password, it says incorrect password. Okay. So how do we do that? We need to simulate a login system. To do that, we are having a dictionary here defined, and there are two, for example, let's say usernames called admin and user. And the password of admin is 1234, and the password of the user is ABCD. So we are having two usernames, admin and user, and two corresponding passwords respectively. So anything that is not inside this dictionary is a wrong username or password. If the user is going to enter one of these usernames and their corresponding password, they're going to have the access to the system. Here we are asking to say, okay, enter the username. We're going to store it in the uname variable, and we're going to say enter password. We're going to store it in pwd. Then we're calling this function and passing these two arguments. Okay, uname and pwd. These are the things that we read, we got from the user. And we are saying that if for each username that is not inside the users, okay, raise an exception, and manually we're doing it, and the exception is value error. For example, say user not found, and when it is not found, user not found, exception is thrown. We're going to catch this exception using the except part here, and then we are showing this message in the output. Okay, error, user not found. And if the user name that the user is going to enter is, for example, a correct username, we are not going to enter this if condition. Then we are going to check the password. Okay, because we would like to check the password, we are checking if the password that the user entered equals to one of these two passwords. Okay, one of these two passwords. If they are correct, we are not going to enter this part, and we are going to show this message, login successful. However, if the password that the user is going to enter is neither this nor that, it is going to throw an exception, and the exception is from the value error, and it is going to throw this exception with the error incorrect password, and this exception is caught using this except block, and it is printed in the output. So let me review it one more time. We're going to enter the username and the password. If the username is not inside this user's dictionary, so if the username is neither admin nor user, we're going to throw an exception, user not found, and the exception is called here and shown in the output. And the program is finished. But another time we're going to try. Now we're entering a username and password. This time the username is correct, but the password is not correct. So the username is correct, so we are not going to throw an exception here because the username that the user entered is indeed inside this this dictionary, sorry. So this part of the code is not going to be executed. However, the password is not correct. Because the password is not correct, we are going to throw an exception incorrect password, and this exception is caught here in the except block, and we are showing this error and then incorrect password. In the first scenario, if we enter the username and password and both of them are correct, we check the username is not inside this dictionary. No, it's not true. It's inside. So the username is correct. We are not going to execute this part. No exception is thrown. Then we check the password and we see the password is also correct. So no exception is thrown also here. And therefore, this message is shown in the output. Login successful. So let me run the code. It says enter username. I type down admin, for example. Admin is one of the usernames that you see here. And I enter and it says enter password. I type down 1234. So the password of the admin is 1234. When I enter, it says login successful because what we entered was found in this dictionary. So if I run one more time, the username I type down Reza, but the password I type down 1234. So the username is not correct, but my password is correct. It is saying user not found. So this exception is thrown and it is caught here in the except block. So if I run one more time, so I type down, for example, admin, so the username is correct, but the password, for example, instead of 1234, I type down 4321. It says incorrect password. So this is how actually we can simulate a login system in Python, and we can show these messages in the output to the user so they can understand, okay, you had an incorrect password, for example, you cannot log in, try again, for example, something like this. It would be very helpful to have in login systems on different websites to access profiles. Thank you for watching.